What's up, guys? I'm back with another movie review. Today I'm here to talk about one from Shout Factory, and it is Humor Me. So this movie stars Jermaine Clement as a guy who's kind of super stuck in a rut in pretty much every aspect of his life. He's a playwright, but he's having a lot of issues with his latest work. It's taken like 4 years. It's still not completed. He's not really making any progress on it, and that really wouldn't be that big of a deal, but not only is he not making any progress on his play, but he's also letting the rest of his life kind of fall to the wayside while he focuses on the play, which he's not making any progress on. Eventually, this kind of gets to his wife too much. She leaves him for a billionaire, takes their son with him. He doesn't even have a place to stay, so he ends up having to go and stay with his dad, and those two have a lot of issues and they don't get along. And he's just, he's thrust into this senior living facility basically, where he's, just from bad to worse for this guy, but he's not the most, sympathetic character. And that's kind of the movie, is what happens whenever he moves in with his dad in this senior living facility, and how he copes with it and trying to get himself back on track. So I like the premise of this movie. I think it's really cool. Jermaine Clement is really good at like the self-absorbed, smarmy type character, so I thought he would be a really good fit here. But as it turns out, this movie is just kind of like, ugh, just kind of like, it's there, and that's about all you can say about it. It's not bad, but it's also not good either. It's almost like they wanted it to be too warm and too fuzzy and too sentimental and broad, and I didn't care for it. To me, with Jermaine Clement in the lead especially, you want some like bite to the material, and it's just not there. They seem overly concerned with him being likable and warm, and they want that redemption arc. But to me, you can have a guy who's kind of edgy, and especially he's proven this in other roles, like that you can have that little bit of edge and still be likable and get redeemed in the end, as long as you do it correctly and you get the right development. Here it's just kind of like he's super self-absorbed. Jermaine Clement plays it like super well with the mannerisms and the presence. In fact, it's kind of a tale of two different performances here, because the way that he acts physically kind of reflects what I expected from the story, which was like, just a really self-pitying, guy who thinks he's a lot better at everything than he really is. Whereas the like script part of it kind of plays him as being, that we want to root for him, and I don't think that's really what should be with this character. He's not a guy that I wanted to root for, anyway. But his performance is okay, but again, he's kind of limited by the material. Elliot Gould is here, and again, it's the same situation here. His character has so much potential, but the script doesn't want to delve into it. It wants to like hint at things, but it wants to make sure that the tone stays light and fluffy, so it doesn't want to get involved in any kind of character development, and that sucks. That pretty much carries over the entire movie. There's some really interesting ideas here, but they're just never fleshed out. And as far as being sentimental and sappy, it doesn't work that way either, because they don't take the time to properly build up those character arcs. And like, especially the redemption angle is really poorly handled. It's just kind of like, oh, I should listen to people more. Like, what? It's just dumb to me. But anyway, the cast is really good. For the material, I think they got, they assembled a really talented group of people. They make the most of it, and that's really the draw here. Jermaine Clement still gives a really good performance, and to me, that's the main reason to watch Humor Me. Otherwise, I was just kind of like, it's just kind of forgettable to me. The Blu-ray from Shout Factory obviously has an HD transfer. It's got audio commentary, deleted scenes, theatrical trailer. So if you like the movie, or you're just a big Jermaine Clement fan, the Blu-ray is definitely worth picking up. I also kind of forget that there are people who like these broad, sentimental, sappy, thin stories. And if that's you, by all means, I think you would definitely like Humor Me, because it's not very challenging. It's just kind of a, it's just there, is the best way I can think of. So I really wanted to like it because I like Jermaine Clement in most of his roles, but I just couldn't get into this one. That's my review of Humor Me. You can check out my full write-up of it at markfusion.com. And I don't know. I'm just kind of really disappointed in this movie, and I kind of put it out of my mind until I did this review. But I was just thinking of how much potential's here. Anyway, I'm also on Instagram, Twitter, and Twitch at markfusion if you want to follow me there. I'm also on Letterboxd at markfusion, where I diary what I've been watching. You can see what might be coming up here soon, make recommendations, ask for something to be prioritized. Just get a hold of me. But the best way you can help me out is just to hit that sub button. It's a free, easy way to support me. Help me to keep making these videos, keep watching all these, wide variety of movies. I just knocked a whole stack of Blu-rays over. Also, watching old videos is a huge help as well. I have a lot of Shout Factory reviews in the playlist here, as well as all kinds of other comedies, horror, cult, exploitation, Lifetime movies, you name it, it's all in there. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully I'll see you guys soon.